I own a 2004 Jeep Wrangler. It's yellow and it is turbocharged. Now, I absolutely love my Wrangler. It is so much fun to drive. It sounds great. But it is kind of broken, like in a bad way. We have differential issues. Now, it's possible that I've created these differential issues because I did kind of add a lot of power to the Jeep by way of a turbocharger. I found a cheap kit on eBay, installed the header and turbo that came with the kit, and then realized that their cold side was horrible. To fix that, I used an intercooler from a twin turbo V12 Mercedes, of course, and I used a few other parts that were laying around the shop to finish it off. And you know, I had to bring it to Fluid Motor Union for a complete exhaust, which he turned into an experiment and used like 5.5 megaphones. So now it sounds like this. No. I did do a few gentle launches with the Jeep. But it was wet out most of the time, and that couldn't have hurt anything, right? Honestly, I think the locker cables are bad, but before we get crazy, I need to get this thing into the shop. Oh my gosh. I can't even steer this thing. It's so locked up in the front. Like, there comes a certain point where the steering wheel is just locked because they're fighting each other. They need to spin at different speeds. Look at this. I can't even turn the wheel right now. This is gonna stink to get in. Oh my gosh. I gotta get it right in a sweet spot. Come on. Oh, I hate to do this to my differential. Oh, off-road use only for lockers, people. I love that turbo. Let's fix these differentials and then we're gonna do a bunch of mods to the suspension, lights, a whole bunch of stuff because we are going on the ultimate off-road trip. Oh, that is deeper than I thought. This really stinks. Now, the first step in seeing what's going on with our differentials is to drain our brand new fluid and remove all the bolts that hold the cover on. A couple of love taps and it comes right off. Now, the locker mechanism looks fine, but the cables are very crusty on the inside. I can remove the cable from the levers from the bottom and then yank them out. Get out of here. Yeah, this thing is totally frozen, so it's getting cut and then it can be more easily twisted out. The internal cable drive looks fine, but it's binding further down. And after cleaning the diff cover, here is our new cable, nice and shiny, and after tightening it up, you can see how it splines in to move the shift collar. With the new cable installed, we can seal up the differential, reinstall the cover, and tighten up all the bolts. Now we have to do the same thing to our other differential, but this time the cable came right out, so no removing the cover or cutting, which is awesome. So since we have two brand new cables, we have to make sure the adjustment is the same as it was before, and then this end can attach to the levers from the bottom. With the cables all done, let's test them out. So here are the locker levers. This one to the left is the rear, and you can see they have an O and an X. X is locked. So right now the front is unlocked. So we spin the driver's side wheel, it's just free spinning, and the passenger side wheel isn't doing anything. These guys are not connected at all. But check out the rear. They are both spinning at the same time, so these are definitely locked. You can kind of hear it. All right, that's awesome. So now it won't skip like crazy when we turn because the fronts on this, because of the cable situation, it locked it for us, which we don't want at all times. You can't turn a car and drive pavement with locked differentials. It'll break them, it'll skip around, it's no bueno. Since the inside and outside of a wheel spin at different rates when you're turning, you can't have them locked because that would be the same speed. You need an open diff so they can spin independently. It's time to take these big steel wheels off, 35-inch tires. Because we got to get to some suspension mods. This got the typical Wrangler treatment, which was just lifted a little bit with some different shocks, and that works great, but we need to put it all together. Oh, it's heavy. Woo. Okay, gosh, I hope these arms aren't rusted in. So the Jeep was lifted with different springs, and for that we needed different shocks, and these are working fine. I've taken them loose and they work well. I mean, they're a little dirty, but it's an off-road rig, I don't care. I just wanna make sure this is done properly. And because of these factory arms here, and here, and here, and here, it's hard to tell right now because the truck is lifted, but the pinion angle is off, and that causes excessive vibration. It also causes the U-joints to wear out. And so that's where the core 4x4 arms come into play. These are way stronger than the factory ones, and they're adjustable, so be able to get the pinion angle just right. Now, I found core 4x4 online, and what I loved about them was they had kits for everything. And their customer service was amazing and the reviews are really good too. You guys gotta check out the Core 4x4 website. I'll link it down below. They have everything for your Wrangler and much more. All right, let's get into this. Yay. First step here is spraying this down. This is trans fluid and acetone. I made the mix myself. Seems to work good. All right, we got the impact gun on the other side. Whew. Yeah, it's not moving. It's time for fire. Get this nut up. We're also gonna use the power of leverage now that this is heated up. So a wrench with an extension. Let's see what happens. Okay. Jeez, that thing is on there. Oh my gosh, more heat, more heat. Oh, this is not a good start. Not a good start to these arms. Okay, I just laid on this thing for like 3 minutes. Come on, no. Jeez. I think this nut and bolt has fused into one. They are one. They're married. They've been married. It's time to get divorced. This is what I like to call the divorce lawyer. So we're gonna go ahead and try and slice this nut and weaken it. This thing's cutting so good we can just probably go right through. This couple wants to stay together for the kids. They're staying together for the kids. Well, that's something a hammer can't take care of now though. There's our current state of affairs. Let's see if this will turn out. Still frozen. More cutty. Put a layer hammer involved. There we go. All right, so that was the nut. She gone. And let's see if we can turn this out now. Oh my gosh, yeah. The bolt is just completely frozen. The nut's ready to come out. That was the washer right there. There's our bolt, totally frozen. Nope. All right, we're just gonna have to cut right through the bushing and the bolt. New cutoff wheel. Hey, we broke it off. Yay! We did it! Now we gotta get this bolt out. Yeah, right. Let's get this top bolt off. Oh, it's much easier. Oh, I wish they were all like that. There we go. Okay, get out. Get out. Ah, I got it. Yes, that was horrible, people. That was horrible. But she's out. Most of the bolt is stuck in there. Man, this bushing was bad. Everything was bad. Goodbye. I mean, can we just talk about the difference here for a second? Look at this, stamped steel, hollow. This is, I mean, it weighs a lot more. It is beefy and it's yellow to match the Jeep. And these joints are amazing. They're greasable. Call them the Johnny joint. Of course, they give you all new hardware, so that's nice. And of course, I just got grease on my Jeep. Getting the grease gun ready for these Johnny joints. Luckily, that is no problem because I use Release, the best all-surface cleaner in the world. And Release is gentle yet effective, even to use on your car's painted finish. Okay, well, this is officially now the cleanest part of the Jeep. Release is safe and effective on practically every surface. I use it to easily clean off wheels. I mean, look at that. This stuff is so good. It was developed for aerospace. It even meets Boeing specifications and safe for plastic, aluminum, paint, glass, rubber. And get this, it's made right here in America, right in Wisconsin, my neighbors. I've been using Release for years and it's one of my favorite interior cleaners, whether you're working on leather, cloth, door panels, you name it. I even clean engine parts with Release and it's excellent at cleaning dirty brake calipers without damaging the finish. It even works on carbon or soot on the side of your house after you totally didn't have a bacon grease fire in your grill that almost took out your lake house. And speaking of house, you can use this inside as well, like on cabinets and those annoying fingerprints on stainless steel appliances. Release is also safe even on a car that's been ceramic coated. So if you have bugs on your front bumper, you can spray this down, let it sit for a couple minutes. Yeah, just comes right off like that. There's many different ways you can buy Release, like their pre-mixed 32-ounce spray bottle, but by far the most cost-effective way is with their concentrate. With their 1-gallon concentrate, you can make about 80 32-ounce bottles for around $1 each, which is by far the best deal on an all-surface cleaner out there, and one that works and works well, and that's made in America. So I'm gonna leave you guys a link down below and a coupon code that'll get you 10% off, and you can buy this on Amazon. I'll drop that link as well, so you can have this in like a day or two. It's awesome. You guys are gonna love Release. They're one of my favorite sponsors ever, so check them out down below. The installation should be 100 times easier than removing. So we go in on this end, and then we push it up through the bottom. like that. Oh my gosh, new parts are so nice. And with our new hardware, so we never have this issue again, we're gonna do a little anti-seize right here. Not on the threads, this is where the old bolt got stuck in there. And now that will never happen again. There we go. Wow. Beautiful thing, beautiful thing. This arm is done. We'll tighten up all the hardware later once everything else is in, and I will clean this because that's gonna bother me. Because cosmetically, you know, the underneath is just absolutely perfect. The next arm is already going much, much better. This bolt is totally turning. Sweet. Yes, lucky. Okay, look at that. Bolt landed right there under the spring. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna get the bolt out of the top one. Oh, she's falling out. Oh my gosh. Night and day difference with this. Night and day. Wow, this is so weak. Look at that. I'll get the new arm going in. Slides right over like that. And a new bolt going through. I have the new bolt through the frame, but let me show you a little trick because you can't get in there any other way but through here. And so I used a magnet to get the washer in, and you can do the same with the nut. Just put it at the end. And you can bring it in and you can actually thread it on like so, where you can't fit your finger. And then you just pull the magnet out and you're good to go. My pen light actually has 2 magnets, one here as well, and a couple of really bright lights. Ah, blinded. If you guys want to pick one of these up, LegitStreetCars.com. All right, these guys are in, just cleaning it off, and the other side's in as well. So I'm gonna go around now and tighten them all up. We have some work to do in the rear, but we also have a ton more work to do in the front. So this stuff all came from Core 44 as well. So center link and the tie rods and a panhard rod. So while we're in here taking this stuff apart, definitely gonna replace the brakes. They're not horrible, they're still a little rusty from sitting outside, but we need brakes for off-roading. Let's get this brake caliper off. Oh, mint. Yes, I just went kind of right for that, just with the impact, but it worked. Don't recommend you do that. Stuck, kinda. Great. Nothing a little pry bar action can't take care of. Pry yourself. Come on, man. Oh my gosh, you guys ever seen a rotor that wants to like slide out before the caliper's even off? This rotor's like, I've had enough. Get me out of here. All right, there we go. Rotor's gone. Before we install our new brakes, we're gonna do everything else that needs to be done on the front end, like remove this cotter pin. And now we can remove this nut for the tie rod. Since we're replacing it, we can hit it with a hammer. Bam. We're also gonna be replacing the steering shock. All right, nice. Yeah. All right, we're getting there. All this stuff is going bye-bye. That fell. It's a lot of metal leaving us. We're gonna get some new shiny stuff in here. This joint was kind of loose. Surprisingly, the steering shock is good. All the shocks on this truck are good, but I'm gonna replace the steering shock one. Now, the ball joints on the Jeep, surprisingly, are not loose, but the boots are completely destroyed. Yeah, I can literally rip them right off. So it's just a matter of time before water and everything gets in here and makes them squeaky. This is a big old-fashioned 32mm nut. All right, that was easy. But yeah, they're not squeaky yet, surprisingly. We'll loosen the top up with a wrench. That's a 22. Falling to the ground as normal. Bolt the nuts off. We'll see if we can get these ball joints out with a hammer. That moved a little. All right, these joints are loose and we are gonna remove the whole spindle, so we gotta take the axle nut off. So here's the big nut, and we'll get our washer off as well. Should need some more love taps. That's loose now. Even though we have this loose, there's not enough room to get any of this out with the axle, so we have to remove the bearing with the axle, and there's 3 bolts that are gonna fight us to the death. Oh my God, yeah, that's great. So we're gonna have to heat up the hub where these bolts go into to expand that out, and hopefully we can get those bolts out. Let's see, did fire help? Not enough. Oh my gosh, that is crazy, guys. More fire. Yeah. Come on. I'm gonna try and shock it with the gun. This is not working out at all, and forget about trying to get to those. This is the easiest one to get to. I can't get it out. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to replace the knuckle. They are available for like about 65 bucks each. And then, you know, I might as well just do the hub, might as well just do the backing plate. I mean, I have to at that point. It's all frozen in here. Oh, and we gotta get bolts. So yeah, it's pretty much getting everything right here. Let's see, this ball joint is coming out with the air hammer. That's good. Woo! Unfortunately, it was fun to get that upper ball joint out, but it means nothing to us because we cannot get this out with the axle still installed, and we can't get the axle out because we can't remove the hub from the outside. So anyway, I gotta cut this lower ball joint so we can just remove this whole situation. I put this tool away way too early. Here we go. All right, made it through. Now, I'll be able to take this whole thing out with our axle. Sweet. That is insanity. Is the air hammer really that much stronger? Look at that. Lined up perfect. Stop moving around. More heat, people. More heat. I'm not replacing the solid axle here, all right? This is where this ends, okay? We're gonna use the ball joint tool here. There we go. Oh, it's coming out. All right. Jeez, that is in there. It's under a ton of pressure. We'll use some heat. See if we can stamp it down. There we go. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. That was one of the hardest ball joints I've ever had. That thing was just frozen. Jeez. Not fun, guys. Not fun. I could think of many other things I would like to be doing other than this, but almost smashed my foot. It's looking good though, nothing got damaged. It's a few days later and we have new parts for the Jeep. Our spindle, backing plate, hub, ball joints. Gonna look pretty good. A lot better than this rusty mess, but we do need that axle. First things first, we're gonna replace this seal here with a much nicer seal. This is quite the unit right here. The old one we're gonna chisel out from the side. All right, let's get a pry bar in here. This thing should come out. Oh, come on. Whew, let's get in there. All right, we gotta get the air hammer involved. This thing will not budge. Come on. Jeez. Release yourself. Oh, it's coming. A little bit at a time. Like that. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Last one, last one. Yeah, got it. All right. That was extremely difficult. All right, now that we have this ugly looking thing out, we're gonna put this nice new one in. 3 O-rings, aluminum construction, so much prettier, but I gotta clean this first. I'm gonna use a wire wheel on a drill to clean this out. This one fits pretty nice in here. Just gonna get around here as well. We got new ball joints coming in, so we'll clean up this area here, and there we go. And I'll do a little of this too. Perfect. With this all clean, I'm gonna use a little bit of brake paste actually on these O-rings. Hopefully this slides right in. Probably not. We'll use a block of wood here to assist. It's going in. Wow, okay, that went pretty well. This looks pretty sweet as well, and we can grease this, so cool. We're gonna do the lower ball joint first. So kind of line it up in there. And we have a cup on this side. With the ball joint, they actually give you an installation cup, so it fits perfectly down here. It's very nice. And we'll get another cup down here. And then our ball joint press tool. All right, I like to tighten these up by hand so it's all lined up. Perfect. So with our impact gun, we're gonna tighten this. See the ball joint going up. All right, when it bottoms out, you're done. Loosen up the tool. Sweet, we got a ball joint. Here's our setup for the upper ball joint. I'm actually gonna do this one by hand because there's not a lot of room up there. It's difficult, but you can do it. Actually, at the dealership, you would get written up if you used power tools on this. They wanted you to do all the ball joints by hand, mostly because the tool is expensive, I think. Okay, towards the end, that got kind of hard to do. All right, this ball joint is done. With the old parts on the bench, I was able to get one bolt out just so I could match it up, and now my socket is completely stuck to it. These would not come even with the gun. So that was horrible, but you know what's awesome? This whole setup from Bolt Depot, I'll leave a link down below. These guys are amazing. Look at all the bolts I have. I have my own hardware store in the shop, so I was able to figure out that this is a 12 by 175, 12 millimeter by 175. We found bolts that are gonna work. Before we reinstall, I'm gonna grease up both of the ball joints. And don't forget on the upper ball joint, the boot is separate, so you have to reinstall that before you put your knuckle back together. It'll fall out, so you kind of got to just hold it as you go in. But you can see our grease in there. All right, so with our boot on, we can slide on our knuckle like that, and bring this all the way up and get one of our nuts started. Cool. Looking good. Before we put the axle in, we're gonna tighten up this upper ball joint. Very difficult to get a tool in here with that in. All right, bottom ball joint nut is much easier. That's done. Now we can slide in our axle. I love the name Axle. I was trying to name my kid Axel, but My wife was not having it. Any Axels out there? If so, that's really cool. Jealous. I kind of want that to be my nickname. Axel Alex. Double A. Backing plate going on like so. And now we can get our hub over the axle. Stay like that. Cool. I did put anti-seize on the bolts so this never gets frozen in again. Tighten these guys up. We can now tighten up our axle nut. Now, even though the brakes weren't really bad on the Jeep, I can't have something that pretty and then a crusty rotor. So we're gonna replace the brakes. Definitely doing a little anti-seize here. And now we can slide our rotor on. Nice and shiny. New pads going in. And of course, these are lubricated as well. Okay, now we can slide our brake caliper on. Okay, there we go. Got some new hardware for this caliper. Tighten this up. All right, brakes are done. Okay, now we can move on to this stuff, which I would like to mention. We would have been able to simply install had I not decided to replace the ball joints. All of this madness was just because I wanted to replace ball joints that actually weren't really bad, but the boots were torn, so yeah, rabbit hole right here. But a pretty looking rabbit hole. Oh, and of course this side is all new as well. Best part is, on this side, all these bolts came out with no issues, so I didn't need to do the hub or the knuckle, but I just did it anyway. All right, so we have a nut here to loosen. Oh, I can't believe that actually works. Okay, sweet, because you can't really get a socket in there. So wrench it is. Oh, nice, okay. Maybe I paid my dues there and now everything's gonna be easy, I don't know. This is our pan hard rod. We're gonna be replacing this one in the front and in the rear. Get out. I got it. Right there. We're gonna be replacing this pan hard rod with this one that has a Heim joint at the end and is fully adjustable. Now we do have to make one modification into the frame, which is drill it out for a larger bolt. So this is a 5/8 drill bit. It's tapered at the top so it gets progressively harder. Oh, do we make it? There we go, all right. Made it. So we needed to do that because we're using a much larger bolt, so it'll be nice and snug in here. So I put the bolt through the bottom. Now we can install this all the way. We'll get a nut up there. So I put one washer in, we'll go lock washer, and then our nut going on. This is a very long bolt, I must say. Now we can slide this end in. Come on, get in there. Make sure the Zerk fitting is facing down. I need to hammer this in a little. I'm using a mallet so I don't scratch any of the yellow. It's so nice. Even though I'm totally gonna go off-roading and it might get ruined. I don't know, this is well protected. Use one of these guys to straighten this out. All right, should be good. They even give you a new bracket with the built-in nut, so we can not use this one and use a shiny one. So that just slides in here. Get this bolt in there. Now we can go ahead and tighten this guy. Perfect. Now we can tighten the larger 5/8 bolt. Okay, so we're leaving this loose. Everything on this Jeep is now gonna be adjustable. I mean, literally every arm, including the ones in the rear that we're gonna do, all adjustable. And I do have to find a special off-road kind of 4x4 alignment place for this, so I'm sure there's something in the area. I don't know of anything right now, but it's Chicago. We got a lot of stuff. Literally everything we're replacing on this Jeep from Core 4x4 is so much beefier. Like, look at the size difference between this and this. It's crazy. Definitely no weight reduction going on here. We might have to up it 1 PSI a boost to make up. I still can't believe this thing is turbocharged. It's pretty cool. All right, so we have our center link and drag link to install. We're gonna start here on the passenger side. Get a nut on there like that. This end's gonna go to the pitman arm on the gearbox, like that. Okay, now this end of the joint goes in through there. And we have our nut. We'll just leave everything loose for now. And then we can swing this over here. Get this tie rod end in. Okay, and another nut here. Sweet. This is looking pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Next, we're gonna install our steering shock, and we need a little adapter bracket with some U-bolts. Gonna go on like that. And then we have another U-bolt on this side like that. Hammer those in. So our steering shock goes on the bracket on this end, and then through its factory spot here on this axle bracket. And we can get a new bolt in here like that. And then I'm gonna use a lock washer and a nut, of course. Okay, it's good enough for now. We'll tighten everything later. Now I need to pull everything to the right as if we were turning to the right. So I'm gonna bring this all the way to the lock. I'll show you in a minute why we had to turn this to the right, but right now we're gonna tighten all of the loose nuts. All the joints are tight, and I've pushed this all the way to the right, and what that does is compress the shock all the way. So we know that the steering's already gonna stop right here, so our shock is set. Now when we turn that way, the shock will extend, and it won't limit our travel. I'm pretty sure I'm all done in the front. Everything here looks complete, and my kind of messy table full of parts doesn't lie. Those are for the rear. Let's move on to the rear. We're in the rear, and these arms are very easy so far, knock on wood. I already got that top one in. Let's see what happens here. Seriously, did I speak too soon? Seriously frozen? I think we just need a bigger gun. Let's see. All right, that's what it was. And I already loosened up this one with the wrenches, so that's good. Yes. Okay, this arm is going bye-bye. New arm going in. I pre-greased this one, so the bushing's kind of a little squished out. Kind of difficult to get in, but we got it. And of course, NIC's on all the bolts. Woo, a little grease coming through. Mixing with the NICs. There we go. Now we can swing this into place on the rear axle housing. Bolts for the rear arms are in. We'll tighten those in a minute, but I was able to get the bolts out for our panhard rod. So we'll sneak this guy out. There we are. And this was aftermarket already, but good luck trying to adjust that. And the one from Core 4x4 is even beefier. All right, here's our new yellow panhard rod in the rear, and it should just take the place of the old one. Get in there. Yes, I'm malleting the top of this because I don't want to scratch the paint. I was born this way, I don't know what to say. Bolts are tight for our rear panhard. We are all done in the rear, all done in the front. I'm gonna get the wheels back on. We have to bring this to the alignment shop, but first, let's get this awesome winch on. I got this at Harbor Freight actually, and the reviews are amazing, so let's see what this looks like. I just installed this plate here, but just, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but this thing looks so cool. Even if it doesn't work, I don't care. Sway bar bolt right here. And we get some bumper bolts too. Getting lucky here, nothing's breaking. Oh my gosh. All right, this is heavy. Oh, this Jeep just got slower. We're gonna have to up the boost, honestly, to make up for this. I swear the front end would like come off the ground. I mean, not literally, but it felt like it. Not anymore, not anymore. Perfect. Tighten up these bolts. Nice. All right, now we have this sweet cover right here for the winch to slide through. And we got some hardware for this as well. This looks so good. Now we can install this. So we got a pin. We'll get a cotter pin in here so it doesn't come out like that. All right, there we go. Wow, this looks mean, guys. Look at that. Sweet. The wiring's really easy. It's hooked up right to the battery, and then they give you this switch, which we mounted right next to the factory fuse box. And so we can just go turn it on like that. And here is a wireless remote, which can also be wired. Lights up. Oh, that is so cool. Wow, that is quick too. And check this out. It's magnetic as well. So we'll probably keep this inside, but that's really cool. Just go in with it. All right, thinking I might tie this somewhere, but I don't know. What do you think? Kind of holds it. Anyway, we still have work to do, like getting rid of these lights and adding a bunch of other cool lights, but I want to get this to the alignment shop so they can do their thing. I keep finding little things I can do real quick before it goes to the alignment shop, and that is replacing the spare tire carrier, which has cracked. I was gonna just have this welded, but a brand new one is $60, so I just went with that. This one is a lot thicker. It's a little less braced though, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. We're gonna be putting the whole Jeep to the test, going off-roading, and we're actually going to the Badlands in Attica, Indiana. The winch is a Badlands, and we're going to the Badlands. Hopefully we don't need our Badland for the Badlands. Good luck. I gotta get this on somehow. It's heavy. Woo. All right, cool. We just put our lug nuts right back on. These are the nicest lug nuts on the Jeep. They came with the new carrier, so that's cool. She's solid. The alignment shop is not actually ready for us, so we're gonna just continue. We're gonna finish everything we can finish here, and we gotta do some lights. We're gonna remove these old brackets. Okay, there we go, cool. It's a little dirty. Clean this up, even though it's probably gonna get dirty again, but anyway, that looks much better. Our new mounting brackets for the lights actually come with a little foam insulator. So I'll peel that off. And because this is for our TJ Jeep, it came pre-drilled for the holes for the bolts. Wrap it around right there. I like that, that's nice. That's really nice. I did a couple more strips right here, and this is our new bracket. Very mean looking. So we'll line that up, and we have all new hardware. And we'll get this started all by hand, and then we'll tighten it once the light bar is in there. The light bar is going on, so we have the other bracket on this side as well. All right, so that slides in like that, and we can tighten it up. That is really cool though. Jeez. It is time to get rid of these stupid things. I don't like these lights. Goodbye. Yeah, these never worked for me, as you can imagine. All right, so that's gone. I just cut the wiring. We're replacing all of that. Oh, and check out my winch cover. I got a winch cover with an American flag. So Jeep-like. So we're gonna be replacing this with this, and these are actually directional. So they're LED lights, as you can see, but on the side, you only have lights on this side, none on this side, and vice versa for the other side. So these are for the right, they say right, and we're gonna stick them right in. I just say that again. We're gonna stick them right in the original spot here. We might have to make some adjustments as far as height, but they're gonna look like that. Pretty cool. All right, we gotta wire these up, but I wanna get all the lights installed first. And we are replacing these already aftermarket headlights with the coolest headlight you've ever seen. Take a look at what HIDprojectors.com sent me. Custom, LegitStreetCars projector lights. And there's a little bit to this because we can change a lot. There is a lot of configuration we can do as far as lights, and we can get orange lights and halo lights, and possibly, I don't know yet for sure, but I think there is a way we can get a red light on the projector to light up. And if we wire it to a Hobbs switch, it would be every time we get into boost, these things would turn into like demon red headlights, which would be kind of cool. Removed the 3 little screws for this trim piece, so I'll take that out. Disconnect our factory plug. All right, there's 3 more screws in there, and now this can go away. But actually, we need this chrome trim. That's gonna go right here. All right, this guy is going in its new home. Oh yeah. This is so cool. We did the other side as well. This is what it looks like with the trim ring. I love it. And no, this won't project my logo or anything onto a wall. I have something similar in the Lightning, and you can't tell when you shine the light that it's even there, but you can see it up close. I'm gonna line this into that. Pretty cool. This thing is so silly. So I'm driving the turbo Jeep, and we got Liam in the TA. So we'll drop this off at the alignment shop and then take that back. They're just 2 turbo vehicles, nothing to see here. Uh-oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Oil pressure. What in the world? Some RPM. Come back. Is that the sensor? All right. Are we good? No? No? Oh, no, this is not good. I did the sensor already. It was doing this, and I'm like, it's just the sensor. And now it's doing it again, randomly. Huh, that's not good. We're almost at the alignment place though. What is happening? I don't know what's going on with the oil pressure thing, but we made it. We made it to Attitude Performance for an alignment. It's a few days later and we are back with the Jeep. So Attitude Performance aligned everything. It drives straight, the steering wheel's good. So now that everything's adjusted, I have to protect, because this looks too good. I love my AMSOIL heavy duty metal protector. I'm getting it all in here. If we are going off-roading, stuff's gonna get nasty. I want to be able to take it apart one day. So I like to get all the hardware literally everywhere. Bam. And so this goes on as a liquid, but it's gonna dry as a wax. And it's fun to do as well. Backing plates, never gonna rust out now. You're welcome. We're all set, guys. Everything is protected. I like to get in the threads as well. All right, I wanna do some test runs here, people, before we go on this trip, because the guys at Attitude said with only roughly a 3-inch lift, it's a little risky. With 35-inch tires, I might be hitting stuff, and I believe them, but I just don't have that much time. So I kind of wanna see what's gonna hit. You know, I'm in like the Chicagoland area. This is as good as it gets for me, just a field with some rocks and stuff. We're definitely gonna need some 4-wheel drive action. Here we go, people. We got a big mound here. Let's get up on this mound. Let's take a look. This does look pretty freaking cool, I must say. Nothing's hitting up here, but we hit it gradually. If I was going, with any kind of speed, it could have hit up. This side's good too, but it's the rear. So if the front is up, the rear is squatted. What are we hitting? Definitely these fender flares, like literally on it right now. Yeah, how much room do we have in here? A little bit. They're gonna be an issue. Luckily, they're very inexpensive. I think I might at the very least need to do some trimming here. Back in the shop, I am looking at different fender flares, possibly just go into the 33s. Lots of decisions to be made here, but a pretty easy one is installing one of these dry flow air intake cover booty things on there. I was able to sneak it in through the bottom, which is nice. But because I haven't connected a snorkel, there used to be a snorkel. This is not functional anymore, but I didn't have time to do a new one. This is hopefully gonna protect us from any splashes of water that are going towards our intake, because we don't want to hydro lock. And I'm not gonna lie, this looks kind of cool. I like AEM too. I use all their gauges. We just got done doing a bunch of wiring, and check these headlights out. Bam, looks so good. So good. And then the LSC just gets lit up even more. And we got some turn signals. Nice. Oh yeah. And look at these lights. I mean, we don't even need headlights anymore. That's crazy. And then watch this. Bam! I mean, like, it's light out in the shop. This is crazy, guys. I cannot wait to see this on the trails at night in the forest. It's gonna be awesome. So we can also have the center portion turn red. And Liam came up with a bright idea to make that turn red with a hob switch, meaning that when we get into boost, the center is gonna turn red. How cool is that? It's funny, he's like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if these turn red under boost? And I'm like, just order the parts right now. I'm like, that's all I need to hear. You know I love to use factory bolts whenever possible. I'll remove this. And then I got one of these doohickeys to hold it. And let's see how this turns out. Put it right in here. Oh yeah, rock solid. That's great. We need a boost source for our hob switch. And where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Our Mercedes-Benz twin turbo V12 intercooler just has one waiting. Wasn't doing anything. Because long ago, Mercedes knew that someone was gonna rig up a hob switch to a turbo kit on a straight six Jeep that had a headlight that can turn red. They knew it. So now we can run this vacuum line under this intercooler hose, like so. And yeah, this seems to be a good length right there. Little chopperoo, and we'll slide this right over the barb. So that's set up. So we now have our boost reference. We just need to hook up one wire to ground and the other wire to this pin that activates the red. We'll strip back a little black wire for ground. And I really like using these non-insulated connectors like that. And we'll give it a little crimp. And with this crimped, I like to use a very tight heat shrink, like so. And our heat gun to shrink it. Although if you use the really tight stuff, it's on there pretty good from the get-go. It'll seal up nice though with some heat, and then it's weatherproof, so just like that. And we're gonna use this factory ground, thread it in right there. Okay, sweet. Now we can cut this to length, a very short length, to our hob switch. I just finished up the wiring and discovered that our $10 Amazon special hob switch is not working. Actually, it is working. It's just on all the time. So if I touch this lead here, it shouldn't be on, but they're on, and the engine's not even running. So this is faulty internally. We'll have to order a new one, but anyway, you can kind of see what's going on. So it'll be like, that's what it'll do once we get our new hob switch. Waiting for the hob switch, we just gave the Jeep another once over, and we ripped out the rear shock on the driver's side. It just had a bad bushing up top here. It was kind of smushing out. We don't want any problems, so we got a nice new bushing installed. Yeah, all right, sweet. New shock is in. Tighten it up. And by new shock, I mean old shock, but still a very good shock. We're just gonna go beat these up one time on the trails. I can always replace these later, but they're working good. We may not have our hob switch just yet. It's coming in today, but you know what just came in? Our new wheels and tires from my friends at FitmentIndustries.com. Look at these things. Fitment Industries is the best. I have gotten so many wheels and tires from them. These came to me mounted and balanced and everything in 2 days. And just look at them. This is the first time I have bought black wheels. They've come on some of my cars, but I've never purposely bought them. I'm not a huge fan of black wheels except for this. I like the yellow and the black thing that's going on with the Jeep. And these are just cheap steel wheels, and I thought they looked pretty good. This is a rough country wheel in 15s gloss black. Same width, 33 by 12.5 by 15. And I had to go with the Nitto Trail Grappler tires. So these are more geared towards mudding and off-roading, but they can be used on the highway and the street as well. And I couldn't be happier with the quick shipment. I needed these things ASAP. We leave in 2 days. And they got them to me ASAP. So thank you, FitmentIndustries.com. Let's swap these guys out. Goodbye 35s. I like these. Actually in really good shape. Maybe I'll bring these on the trip and see if someone wants to buy them. Oh yeah. Woo. Look at that. Look at that. It's so nice. They're big. They are big. There we go. Oh, this is sweet. Got new lugs, but I'm just gonna use these old ones for a second to hold it on. All right, so we're going from this to this. I still gotta get the center cap on and the lugs and everything. Oh man, this looks awesome. And if you guys are curious on the real world height difference, keep in mind the 35 is used, so, you know, shrunk a little bit. Here you go. It doesn't look like much, but every little bit counts for clearance. And the guy's running about a 3-inch lift, which is, I think, what I have on this. Aren't having any issues with 33s. 35s, you gotta go like 5 inches or higher, and I don't wanna do that. Having a little issue here. Wheel stud, it snapped completely off. Got a little rusty. So we're gonna try and beat this thing out of there. We got this airing up. Let's see what happens here. Gosh, it's like full hammer throttle. I need a little heat in here. Oh my gosh. All right, now we had to cut this thing flush. So these are actually threaded, which I don't believe is stock. So we're gonna try and drill that, and then hopefully we can get a bolt from the other side because the studs that we ordered for the Jeep are press-in. I don't think they'll fit. I mean, we try. We're drilling it out right now. It's going through, but it's tough. After lots and lots of drilling, here it is. We have a hole with some threads. Wow, that's crazy. So this is a 1/2 by 20, and we got a bolt. And we're trying to sneak the bolt in with the shoes out. There's a possibility. It might work, it might work. It's so close. Is it threading?
We got it.
Oh, it's threading, yay! Well, a bunch of tools later, and we have our wheel on. With all 5 lugs torqued to spec, we are done with wheels. And I think this looks perfect. I was gonna go like bronze or do something crazy with the wheels, but this is just so clean. We got black and yellow. That should be a song, you know? Like where they just repeat black and then yellow over and over again. That'd be a good one. We are back at Attitude Performance. I have the Jeep inside, and man, does it feel good with the 33s. A lot less vibration. The 35s must have been out of balance. They were really old tires and wheels. But we have Matt from Attitude who is gonna take a look at our pinion angle and make sure we're all set for the trip.
Yep, not a problem. It looks a little bit off, and later we'll do an SYE kit in it, which is gonna get rid of the 2-joint drive shaft and go to a CV style drive shaft, which is going to do a couple things. One, we can raise the belly pan back up about 1 inch or so. That is dropped with your average Jeep TJ lift kit, and it's going to be quite a bit more forgiving as far as driveline angle and vibration going on the road. Should make it as smooth as we're going to get a short wheelbase vehicle to be.
Cool. And what he's talking about is the transfer case was spaced down for the lift kit in order to try to correct the pinion angle, but it could use a little adjustment, a little more adjustment. Because we went with adjustable everything, we can more easily adjust the pinion angle.
If we adjust the uppers to drop the pinion, we're actually going to roll the axle forward some, and if we adjust the lowers out to drop the pinion, we're going to push the axle back a little bit, which will keep the tires away from the body.
Yeah, you can see here in the front, it's much closer to hitting stuff. We have a lot more room in the back. So you actually have to pull these down and turn the threads. So it's a little bit of an eyeball, you know, go back together, see how it goes type of deal.
The vehicle's already been aligned, so as long as we turn both sides out evenly, we're not going to mess up the alignment in the rear. In a CV shaft, what we're going to put in this eventually, you want 1 to 2 degrees down from pointing dead straight at the transfer case. So what happens is, and like I said, the CV shafts are very forgiving as far as pinion angle being wrong. I've seen them straight, I've seen them above center line. So the problem is if it's straight, the U-joint, the trunnion, doesn't turn. So the needles don't ever turn. So as this thing goes down the road, when it has a little bit of an angle to it, it makes the needles rotate in the cap. If the needles won't rotate, it flat spots the needles into the cross of the U-joint, and eventually just eats the U-joints faster. But we want them like 1 to 2 degrees down to give it just that little bit of angle so it actually moves the way it should. So when you get on the gas, even with Johnny joints, I mean, you still have polyurethane up at the frame side. It's going to flex a little bit. We don't necessarily, you know, like a drag car or anything else, we don't want it to go beyond center. So we give it, you know, a couple degrees down just to give it a little bit of flex room.
Yeah, so it's just like setting up a drag car. I used to do -2 on my Trans Am.
Right.
So that at launch, it would be as, you know, as close to straight or zero,
exactly.
you know, as you can get it. So same idea. Okay.
Yeah. And on a leaf, if this was a leaf spring vehicle, we actually run them down to about 4 degrees because the leaf springs will twist a little bit more than a 4-link.
Makes sense. Okay. So we'll do the final pinion angle check when it's on the ground, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I can't do it when it's up in the air with the suspension hanging. But like I said, this one actually, this yoke was pointed above center line of the drive shaft.
So it was positive.
It was too high to begin with. So when you get on the gas, it was going even further.
Okay.
But, you know, like I said, that you can see that dent right there.
We found a dent on the drive shaft, so that could be throwing off, you know, the weight and the balance of it.
Absolutely.
Nothing too crazy to worry about right now for our trip in 2 days, but eventually I'll have to get that fixed. Actually, it's on both sides. So someone must have been clamping down, maybe in a vise. They clamped it in a vise. That's probably it. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
I'll admit I've put steel drive shafts in a vise, but you got to be really gentle, put like rubber around them and stuff like that. You got to be careful. Okay, so now that we've made our adjustments, we have a pinion angle gauge. And what he's doing is he's measuring the difference between the pinion at the differential. You're measuring the other shaft at the yoke, right?
Yeah, we're within a 1/2 degree between there and there. Before we were up too high above center line. We ran the control arms 4 turns out on either side. I think we're going to be in the ballpark with as good as we're probably going to get with the damaged drive shaft that's in here.
Okay.
Yeah, go take it for a ride and tell me what you think. We can always go more if you want to try more.
All right. Before I go drive the Jeep, I got to show you some of the cool stuff that Matt's working on over here. This is obviously really cool, but hang on. Look at this right here. You guys don't even know what you're looking at yet. Trust me. Matt, this isn't a Bronco. It's not a Jeep. What in the world is this?
We call it a General. We've been in business for 30 years. To celebrate 30 years in business, we wanted to do something outside of our norm, lift kit, wheel, tire, motor swap kind of thing. So if you're familiar with a World War II era Jeep, what they commonly refer to as a flat fender, we found body blueprints online for that vehicle. And we upsized it to be the size of a modern two-door Jeep JK, which is a 2008 to 2018 two-door Jeep Wrangler. Much bigger. The original World War II era Jeeps were very, very small, uncomfortable to drive. So this is our own handmade aluminum body, Dana 60s from Curry front and rear, long arm suspension, Fox coilovers, PRP seats, the list goes on and on. I have an extremely talented laser cutter who's a very good friend of mine. He dimensioned the new size we wanted to go with. He cut out all the body panels out of aluminum, hand formed them in his facility, brought them down here, we fit them and welded them together. We bought a brand new Jeep JK chassis, cut off everything we didn't want, added what we want, control arm mounts for the BDS long arm, things of that nature, coilover mounts. Sent that modified factory chassis to Schwartz Performance, and then they duplicated the chassis to our specs. The state of Illinois is going to give us 25 VINs and titles a year to reproduce the vehicle as a whole as you see it. Obviously color, seat, interior, motor options, that sort of thing. But we also have the ability to offer a 2-door and 4-door replacement chassis if you had a 2-door or 4-door Jeep JK and want to run long arm, 1-ton axles, coilovers, or if you wanted to build your own project, put whatever body you want on top of it, doesn't matter to me, we can provide you with a chassis to do that.
Wow, that is amazing. What engine is in this one?
6.2, 5.25 horse LS, 4L65E transmission, Atlas 2 transfer case. We did the best of everything, tried to dot every I, cross every T.
Yeah.
It has wireless phone chargers, Apple CarPlay, backup camera, heated seats with lumbar. It was our shot at making something that was completely unique and ours. And like I said, we use the best of the best components that are available.
Well, you knocked it out of the park. Is this yours or is this a customer car?
This is ours.
Okay.
This was at Moab Easter Jeep Safari. We took it wheeling all over Moab. The next thing it's going to do is Barrett-Jackson this winter. We're going to display at Barrett-Jackson, not sell at Barrett-Jackson. Just need to honestly get it in front of people that have the kind of price point this thing's going to be at.
Right. Well, thank you for showing me. This thing is absolutely amazing. I mean, guys, I could probably make a whole video over here real quick, though. This is a custom body Defender.
Technically not a Defender.
Right, but it's supposed to look like a Defender, but a custom-made body, and it's got a Whipple supercharged what?
LS in it.
Oh, man.
Should make 700 plus horsepower. Dana 70s front and rear, coilovers. Got about 60 grand worth of suspension under it. The customer is retiring or has property in Cabo, and his property is an hour down a dirt road. And he goes, if I have to go for a gallon of milk, it's 2 hours round trip down a dirt road, and I want to go fast.
That guy probably did well in life. Oh my gosh, look at this. I mean, everything is brand spanking new. Look at that.
So this is based off a 4-door Jeep JK chassis that we did prior to developing our own chassis. And because a Defender 110 is a 110-inch wheelbase, we actually shortened the Jeep chassis to be true to the 110-inch wheelbase of the Defender.
Wow. All right, guys, like I said, I could be here forever, and we are going to come back because Matt is into quadra-steers. He's got like 3 quadra-steers in the back, not necessarily in the vehicle that they originally came with, but that is for a future video. We'll bring the Sierra over here, show my quadra-steer, and geek out about rear steering and a whole bunch of other stuff. So thank you very much, Matt. I appreciate it. Attitude Performance, I'll link them down below. It's the next day. We leave for the trip tomorrow, and I'm here at Cetera because I don't know about you guys, but I want to see what the Turbo Jeep makes on the Dyno. So these guys tuned my Hellcat and my Escalade most recently. They got a lot of fast cars, and hopefully this is soon to be one that they tuned. Well, Jeremy already kind of tuned it on the street. We sent logs and tunes back and forth, and it runs great, but we need a number, so place your guesses down below. I'm gonna say 275 wheel horsepower. I don't know why. It's at like, I think about 9 PSI of boost. And Jeep going on the rollers, the 33s. I gotta say, these don't look any smaller than what we had on here. And there's so little rim when you go with a 15. Look at how much tire we got. Jeremy's uploading the tune right now. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think it's gonna make?
I honestly don't know what boost it's making, so we'll see.
It's like 10 PSI.
10 PSI. I'm hoping we clip 300.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with you. I think 270, 275 is probably where we're gonna fall. But
all right.
We'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
This is a 2010 Wrangler 260 wheel turbocharged?
It was 62 mil turbo, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But this customer built his own motor, had a weird cam situation with it, so I don't know how healthy it was.
And that's like the V6 minivan motor,
exactly.
right? Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
V6 minivan at that time, yep.
See what the straight six can do. Just got a notification the hob switch just got to my shop. Fortunately, we won't have that on the dyno, but we'll have it off-roading, hopefully going up like a sand dune with these lit up in red. I don't know why I'm so excited for the red eye. It's a real red eye. Kind of just came up with that right now in the midst of all these Mopars. I don't know if any of these are red eyes, probably not. Here we go, people, here we go. This thing is gonna sound so good. I love how this thing sounds. It's so wild. We have the waste gauges dumped, and the turbo noise is that. It's silly on a Jeep. Ooh, okay.
Big ridge, so
Yeah,
a long way to go.
yeah. 179 horsepower. That's not good. Oh man. How rich was it?
Very rich. It was
Yeah.
in single digits, 9 the whole
Oh
way through.
geez.
So
All right.
that's where I let off a little early too. So.
Okay. You can see it out the tailpipe as black smoke. I've like beaten on the Jeep just like little launches and stuff, but I haven't really laid into it for a very long time because we never dyno tuned it. And I'm really glad I didn't, because you can hurt an engine by running too rich and by running too lean. That's usually worse though.
Go to airflow and there's some sort of VE table or something. There's nothing. So we'll go to fuel, and then you can go to open loop where they have like a base fueling table for EGR on and off, and there's just an injector pulse width target.
So this is like kind of untunable, right?
It's very, very old school. So a lot of standalones are actually this way. I know AEM used to do it. I've tuned a couple supers like this, where you basically tell it the injector pulse width you want at a given spot. So it's not, you know, an airflow, it's not a percentage, it's you just tell it what you want the injector to do kind of, but it's not even like a true target. It's very strange. So there's not a direct way to tune it.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is an 04 Wrangler. It has the JTEC computer, which everybody hates. In 2005, they switched over to a more traditional ECU where you could actually have a VE table and change things in the tune. You can go to that. It's just a ton of work, and Jeremy thinks he can work around it, and he's worked his magic before, so yeah. Jeremy tricked the computer into making some fueling adjustments, so we'll see what happens now. It sounded much better, and there isn't a cloud of black smoke. That's awesome. So he had done one other run in between, but our last one, 220 horsepower, 316 foot-pounds of torque. Oh my gosh, we're running 12 pounds of boost. I didn't know it was gonna be that high. We're just off spring pressure, and I don't have a boost controller. That's a lot of boost. How was AFR on that one?
Much better. We're getting there. So a little rich off top. I know we were talking about possibly running out of fuel.
Yeah.
It richened up after 4,500 RPM, so able to pull out. I think we'll be on the edge of the fuel system, but
yeah,
we should be able to keep it.
So
nice
injector duty cycle is just
right
high.
now on that I was at 107%.
Oh geez.
Duty cycle. So I like to keep it around 85. So if weather gets cooler. But it was rich, so I'm gonna fuel out. And
all right. Yeah, we use the 03-04 Terminator Cobra injectors, which I think are 42 pound. It depends, I believe, on what year you get. So yeah, I mean, it's making a lot of torque. I don't know. We got another run. I want to hear this thing from the back. Come on, Jeep. How's she sound? Sounding good, sounding good. A little pop there, but it's a straight 6 Jeep, all right? They've been around since like the 50s. It'll be fine. Gained about 5 horsepower, lost a little bit of torque. They don't make a lot of power up top. Very low RPM type engine. What'd you think of that one?
Getting there. Fueling was much better to redline. That's why I was able to pull it all the way to 5 that time.
Cool.
We're down to 87% duty cycle. So
yes.
I pulled out a little bit of timing. I'm going to put it back in now that fueling's good, and we verified that.
Okay. We might be at the very max of the fuel system, but like a safe max, so that's good. All right, we've let this thing cool down for a little bit. Everything's looking good, no leaks, no smoke. We are good for another run. He made a few little adjustments. This should be it. Whatever it makes, it makes. It rips, guys, like it rips. It's so quick to spool up and rev up, and it's just over immediately because it doesn't rev that high. All right, well, that was about 10 minutes of cool down, 218, very, very similar here. Timing, 291 at 3,500 RPM.
I'm going to pull some torque out of it because 300 is a lot, so I'm intentionally dropping that down.
Yeah, this is stock bottom end. We don't want any problems.
You see from the older ones, the blue, just trying to carry out the horsepower flatter. The wobble is actually from the tire, so you see kind of the oscillation. That's the tire is actually wrinkling, so that's why you'll get that on these big big tire jobs. So it's smoothed out compared to the last one on the peak number because it like spiked there and you see how it fell off. So it's much happier on that last one. Fueling was perfect. So.
Okay. So I told Jeremy to keep it conservative because we're going to be ripping up sand dunes. We're going to be in the forest, kind of going on trails. We don't know if we'll have a lot of airflow. So I'd rather have it be conservative. We're on big tires, 128,000 miles. These things had 190 crank horsepower, and then there's a big drivetrain loss with it being lifted with the big wheels. So it's probably making like, 100 more wheel horsepower than factory and a lot more torque. Thing is screaming. No smoke, no nothing. Oh, look at that. 243 horsepower, 315 foot-pounds of torque. How'd it look?
The timing.
Yeah. Everything looking safe?
Yeah, no knock sensor, nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't know if the clutch might not be too happy.
I wouldn't be weird.
That would be the only thing I'd say, but yeah. I mean, that was the cleanest pull so far.
How's injector duty cycle?
We are sitting at 89.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So
all right. Cool.
Little window there.
Yeah.
It's a warmer day, so that gives you a little threshold on it.
Okay.
So.
How was intake air temp with the old Mercedes air-to-water intercooler?
So on that, we didn't give it a long cool down.
Yeah.
So starting up, the IATs were around 100 degrees. When I started the pull, it actually dropped down to 95.
Wow.
And then tapered back up as the pull went on. So it's a very good cooling system. So,
sweet.
Yeah, it's like 83 degrees in the shop, so 10, 15 degrees above ambient. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, for an 80-degree day. So I think you did well there.
All right, thanks, brother. Yeah. Half a twin turbo V12 intercooler system. Did the trick. Well, and we got a decent sized heat exchanger too. We're back at LegitStreetCars and I just installed the new Hobbs switch. Let's see if this works. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. Oh my gosh. I love this Jeep. It's a red eye. That's all she wrote, folks. The Jeep is ready to go. And I'm gonna use the Escalade to tow it, but I gotta move my trailer. And I don't know if you guys have seen this yet on my channel. I've shown it a couple times. This is like my favorite thing in the world. It's an electronic trailer dolly because my parking lot is like really small. It's kind of hard to hook stuff up. So I'm gonna use this to maneuver our trailer in the parking lot. Perfect. Now I can move the entire trailer. Just one guy out here, that's it. I'll leave a link down below. These things are actually pretty affordable and they are amazing. Here we are, the night before we leave. Jeep is on the trailer. I'm gonna go load up a bunch of tools. I'll see you guys in the morning. It's the next day, 3-hour drive later, we made it. We're staying at the Badlands in Attica, Indiana, and we're renting the Squatch House, #2. Oh my gosh. This place is insane. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, we normally rent the same house every year. This is our 4th year, but this year we decided to change it up a little bit. And yeah. What do we got? No way, look at this. What is this called? Shuffleboard. Yeah, this is shuffleboard with bowling pins? Nice. Dude, this place is nuts. All right, so this place has like 1,000,000 beds. Oh, bigger bed, cool. Oh, we got another one. Sweet bathroom, more bunk beds. Is that a Firebird? Wait, what is outside of my door?
I think it's Firebird.
Oh my gosh, it's an LS1 car? Does the house come with that? Dude, what in the world? All right, obviously this is someone else's car, but we're gonna try and get this off without the ramps because it's an off-roading monster. All right, here we go. We did it, no ramps. Here we go, people. Jeep. Park and brake off, 4-wheel drive me. One click up, bam.
Ready to go.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say the same thing. All right, here we go, guys. We're hitting the serpentines first. Oh, here we go, guys. Our first climb. I can't wait to hear the turbo. We're going 4 low, guys. We need a little 4 low. Oh, this is awesome. Is that what we're gonna be hearing this whole trip? That's amazing. All right, so we haven't engaged lockers just yet. Oh my God. Going to the 33s didn't really help. These fender flares are gonna get damaged. I should just cut them off right now. You can see they're already hitting on the tire. Oh yeah, luckily these things are like $100 for the set, but I don't think those are gonna survive. love Jeep Wranglers. Oh. Ah, yeah. This whole thing is hitting. All right, whatever. Let's keep going. We can pretty much just be in second now that we're in low. Just stay there pretty much the whole time. There we are, guys, entering the forest with the Wrangler. I think it's time to roll up my window. That is self-clearancing happening right now. This is why I love Wranglers. They're so tiny. Oh, we're gonna get dirty. Should we go through it?
Yeah, let's get muddy.
Let's get muddy. Oh, you gotta go right up a hill. Oh.
Okay, that was close.
Yeah, I didn't see what was on the other side of the hill. I think we jumped it. Maybe we should, we've been here before, but I don't know if we've been on this particular trail. So we should probably get to know the trail first. A little grindy, okay. I know, guys, you know, when you watch a video like this, it's hard, it doesn't look like much, like to you, but it is. It's tough. We're taking a little bit of a Jeep break. Everything's going well, but we have our Traxxas square body that we got to try out in the mini toilet bowl. Let's see what this little guy does. These Traxxas cars are so, so cool. Man, it's nothing. Hill climb. Woo! Oh, yeah, you made it. There we go. Ooh. Dude, get yourself a Traxxas, guys. They're so much fun. All right, guys, we're going in the toilet bowl, the mini toilet bowl with the Wrangler. We'll get it prepared for the bigger toilet bowls eventually. Oh my gosh, this thing is insane. Guys, this has to be one of my coolest builds, and it's so crazy in the world of YouTube. Like, my Turbo Wrangler didn't even do that good with views and stuff, but I didn't care. It was something I always wanted to do. This is too much fun, guys. The Wrangler by itself is a lot of fun off-road. It's the king. It's the king, guys. We all know this, but with the turbo, it's like the double king. That's not a real thing. All right, we got water. We got a little warm-up water right here, no big deal. And then we got a big one. Need some turbo action. Oh, that is deeper than I thought. Oh no, this engine's dying. Oh no. All right, let's just shut it off. Oh no. Uh-oh. That's not good. I did not know it was that deep, and I think I smell gas. That is not good. Oh no. I'm gonna go check the engine. Oh no. This really stinks. Oh gosh, guys, I put that little filter guard thingy on there. I should not have gone through water without a snorkel. This is not good. Oh no, that got totally wet. Shoot, we might be cooked. Did I suck water in? Please no. Gosh, I hope this thing saved us. Please no, please no. Okay, this is dry, guys. It did its job. This is dry. Did it just die out because this got wet? It could have, I guess. Okay, this thing, I think, is sinking a little bit. I do not want to fall in this water. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Please start. Did it bend valves? It's cranking, so that's good. Oh, you know what? I think the exhaust is just plugged up. Come on, baby. The exhaust has got to be plugged up. Oh, did we make it out? Oh my gosh, guys. All right. The engine is running. Seems to be running good. I smelled some oil. It could have just been the water burning off. Oh, please, please, straight six. I think it's running okay. There's my little throttle body. Oh my gosh. I think we're okay. I think that little filter guard thing saved us. Water can be deceiving, okay? It is really deep. It is really deep. I mean, this thing was in there, and this air filter is completely dry. If we didn't have that thing on, it would have just sucked it right in. I think we would have toasted this engine. We got very lucky, but no smoke out of the exhaust pipe. Oh my gosh. All right. We're gonna go put that thing back on the filter and maybe not do any water stuff until we get a snorkel, because we just got really lucky. we at? Whoa. Okay. Oh my gosh, which way? Every way is bad.
Oh, this is pretty much like almost straight now.
All right, we're doing good. I think this way. Oh. Did we make it out of there? All right, we're taking a breather to get some dinner. Might go out in a little bit. That was adventurous. It took us a while to find our way out of there. We kind of got lost and hit some red trails, but everything's good so far. Not gonna knock on something here, people. It's not gonna fender flare that we might not have by the end of this trip. We went back out after eating, but the park closes at 7 and it was still light out, and I gotta show you guys the lights, so we're just gonna pretty much just do that right in front of the house. We're not yet at quiet time, so I don't think the neighbors will mind. Headlights on. We got our little guys, and then, all right, hang on, you guys gotta see these. No headlights. Those are the little ones. That's the big one. All right, guys, I gotta show you the demon eyes. All right, I had to turn the headlights off so you guys could see that, and then I just watched the footage because I've never seen this at night myself. That is so cool. All right, we get some other people showing up. My buddy Eric in his Duramax, he brought some four-wheelers and some dirt bikes and stuff. OJ is still working on my ML55. I thought everything was fine, but he's just doing a lot of little things and he couldn't leave the shop tonight anyway. I came early. I took my son out of school and we just booked it out of here, so everybody should be here tomorrow morning. It's the next morning. Our whole crew is here except for OJ. He's still not here with the ML55. My buddy Jeff's here with his Wrangler, and we got lots of dirt bikes and four-wheelers. We're gonna disconnect the sway bars. So this has links that can be put up right here. These things are kind of tough to get off. There we go. And then it hangs up right here. And you put your cotter pin back in, and that's it. So we are disconnected now. I'm gonna air down as well. We're gonna go down to about 20. So we got the sway bars disconnected, airing down, and I haven't even tried lockers yet. I probably could have used those a little yesterday, but that's what today's for. We're back, people. Woo! Oh my gosh, definitely get some air on those. We got our crew of guys. All right, we got a little hill climb action. I gotta say, it's pretty easy with the turbo power. I mean, it just rips. Still haven't done lockers yet. All right, what did I hit there? Oh. All right. We all right?
Yeah, it looks like that rock like this.
Okay. Yeah, I really want to get a skid plate for this front dip. That's a little scary. I think we hit the arm right there. Off-roading is so bad for your vehicle. I don't know how people do it when they buy like a $60,000 Rubicon and then they hit the trails and go hard and they just destroy everything. You can't see it now, but we definitely got a lot of new scratches here. I never fixed this oil pressure gauge, guys. I mean, I don't know. It's been like that for like 3 weeks. The engine's still fine. You rev it up and it comes back. I think the sender's bad or something. I don't know. All right, guys, I've activated lockers to try and climb this. This is very steep. Oh my gosh. Guys, lockers are unstoppable. Like, I did not think I was gonna just crawl up that no problem. I've never had lockers before. This is the best. Oh, it's like nothing. Woo! My son hopped out. He's like, you're not gonna make it up that. It's like a super steep incline. It's all wet. No problem. Ooh, there's some more stuff over there. I'll get some lockers back on. Piece of cake. Whew. Water, can wait for me. All right, this is a pile of concrete. So it's kind of like rock crawling, but concrete crawling. Whew. Oh, we got a big one. Oh my gosh. I had to stop and get some pictures of this. This is pretty neat. It's funny though, again, on camera, this stuff doesn't translate, I feel like. But when you're in the Jeep in this position, it feels like it's literally gonna flip over. I thought this front wheel was off the ground. Concrete crawling. Woo! No lockers, let's take the hard way.
What the?
Whoa. We're back from off-roading for like 5 hours. The Jeep's doing great. Honestly, it feels absolutely perfect. It is unstoppable off-road. And OJ is on his way, but it's gonna be a few hours, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get him in this video with the ML, unfortunately. Now, I wanna get this video out to you as soon as possible, but I will be here for the next 2 days, and you know, I'm gonna film some more footage of this thing off-roading and the ML55 as soon as OJ gets here. So I might post that footage up on LegitStreetCars too, and OJ's most likely gonna make a video on the Fluid Motor Union channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video with kind of the finale of the build of the turbo Jeep. I mean, these things are never really done, but I am very satisfied with its performance. It seems to be unstoppable, and for what I do, it is more than enough, and an absolute blast with the turbocharger, the red lights and everything. It looks amazing. So a big thanks to you guys for watching the Jeep series. Thanks to all of my sponsors on this thing, fitmentindustries.com. Thank you so much for getting me these wheels and tires right on time, and honestly, they're really not rubbing nearly as much as I thought they were going to, even with the fender flares, but I might go with some flat ones. I don't know, projects like this are never done. But if you did enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up, share the video with your friends and family, subscribe to my YouTube channel and my second one, LegitStreetCars 2, if you want to see some more content on the Jeep. But most importantly, above all, have an awesome day, and I'll see all of you in the next video. It's hard to tell right now because the truck's lifted, but the pinion angle is, this thing's cutting so good. So I have the new bolt, through the frame. Now we have this, even though we have this, but you know what? So that's before we reinstall them. Anyway, we're gonna get rid of these lights as well. Anyway, we still have work to do. I just want to get this to the alignment machine.
I'm Exalini. We got a little bit of Morabella, Birolini, ski.